Okay, so you basically have to go to FreeCodeCamp.org.
FreeCodeCamp.org. Organization. Is
Okay.
it the first one?
Yeah.
Should I save this one on my...
Yeah, save a bookmark, make a bookmark.
Okay. Then?
Okay. You can increase the font size if you want. Maybe control plus one more. Yeah, I think that's good. So now you go to sign in.
Sign in.
Okay.
I don't have an account with them.
Yeah. So two options are there. So do with GitHub. This page opens up. Okay.
Which one is it?
You have to activate or authorize that. Yeah. Okay. You can probably reduce the font size to control -1 and do F11 so that this becomes full screen for you.
F11.
F11. Okay, all good, comfortable,
yeah.
Fine. So in this, if you scroll down, what is this question? Scroll up to the top.
Please slow down and read this.
Okay, we'll read this out. Yeah.
Okay.
FreeCodeCamp is a proven path to your first software development job. More than 40,000 people have gotten developer jobs after completing this, including at big companies like Google and Microsoft. Sorry.
Is it Paul?
No.
Okay.
It's the train. If you are new to programming, we recommend that you start at the beginning and earn those certifications in order. To earn each certification, build 5 required projects and get all the tests to pass. You can add these certifications to your resume or LinkedIn, but more important than the certification is the practice you get along the way. If you feel overwhelmed, that is normal. Programming is hard. Practice is the key. Practice, practice, practice. And this curriculum will give you thousands of hours of hands-on programming practice. And if you want to learn more math and computer science theory, we also have thousands of hours of video courses on FreeCodeCamp's YouTube channel. You've seen that channel, right?
Yeah.
From where I'm studying the AWS stuff.
AWS, yeah.
Right. So if you want to get a developer job or freelance clients, programming skills will be just part of the puzzle. You also need to build your personal network and your reputation as a developer. You can do this on Twitter and GitHub and also on the FreeCodeCamp forum. Happy coding. Scroll down. By the time each Friday, no thanks.
No thanks, yeah.
That's an email, this one. Okay. So see, technically we are on
same page.
The same page. Okay. So over here, they list out all the different topics that you have.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you literally start with like programming. This is responsive web design. So you design websites for mobiles and desktops. Okay.
Yeah.
This is legacy responsive web design certification or their older certification, or you can say older syllabus. They probably have revamped the syllabus. I have never seen this before, so there might be some new stuff.
Okay.
Then JavaScript, then React. This front end development libraries when you see over here, right? This is React basically. Okay. I think Bootstrap, then jQuery, Sass, React. Redux, React and Redux, front-end development projects. Okay, so then you have D3 visualization. They have basically a bunch of different topics. Then they go to like Python, quality assurance, data analysis, information security, machine learning, right? Interview preparation and stuff like that. So we are mostly concerned with just this responsive web design stuff.
Is it front-end developer?
Yeah, this is front-end. JavaScript part and front end. These are the only 3 sections that we are looking for on the web development side.
Yeah.
Okay. Later you can think of this database and backend part. You are not particularly looking for backend. So
no, not for now.
We'll just focus on the front end. So these are the 2 or 3 chapters we need to do. Okay. Having said that, we have forgotten to start the timer. So we can start it
right
now. Okay. So I don't know if this one goes off. If what is that? If a alarm or something goes. Okay. So anyway, we will see. So we are going to start off with this section, responsive web design certification. Okay. We have. Are you seeing the same page as me? Can you just scroll up to the top?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fine. We have updated our. We are literally going to read the page from top to bottom. Process is slow.
Yeah.
Okay. but when you do the reading, it sticks in your head longer than watching a video where someone teaches you. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
So you do this reading and learning in a bit, then you go watch the video. Like the videos that you watched today morning, probably
Should be second.
this one,
Yeah.
right? After you finish this part, you rewatch that video and you will understand so many things faster. Right?
True.
So you give this a shot today. Like literally, we will do these 2 1-hour thing.
Okay.
You go tomorrow morning, you wake up and you rewatch that video, and everything will be so much more clearer. Okay, that is the idea.
Okay.
All right. We have updated our responsive web design curriculum. If you were previously working on the RWD curriculum, your progress is still saved. You can find it under the Legacy Responsive Web Design section. We encourage you to read about the changes we made and consider exploring the updated curriculum. What do they have? So they basically have an article about what they have done. You don't need to this one.
It, yeah.
Okay. I just want to see what they have. A few FAQs for people whoever were doing their stuff and just answer. See, it's an FAQ. Can I complete the previous one? What will happen to my progress? Can I claim old certificates, etc., etc.? Okay.
Yeah.
And this has updated on May 12th side.
Just 5 days ago.
Yeah, like 8 days, like last week. Literally last Thursday.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we are doing some really new stuff. So
with this.
maybe there are not a bunch of people who would have done the new stuff on YouTube.
Yeah.
Right. So maybe this could be the first series for the new curriculum. Okay. So let's see what happens. Fine. New responsive web design. In this responsive web design certification, you will learn the languages that developers use to build web pages. HTML, hypertext markup language for content, and CSS, cascading style sheets for design. First, you'll build a cat photo app to learn the basics of HTML and CSS. Later, you'll learn modern techniques like CSS variables by building a penguin and the best practices for accessibility by building a web form. Finally, you learn how to make web pages that respond to different screen sizes by building a Twitter card with Flexbox and complete a blog layout with CSS Grid. Okay, so just to understand what the cat photo app, it will be some childish thing. Okay,
yeah.
Then when they talk about a Twitter card, right? Twitter card with Flexbox. A Twitter card basically is, you literally search for a Twitter card. They are talking about this design. Okay, so you're going to make this in a project.
Yeah.
Okay.
So text with a picture.
Yeah. So So in this you'll have like a logo, a username, or whatever, the display name, a username, a button, text, photo.
Yeah.
Right. With link on it plus whatever likes and this. You're probably trying to recreate this whole thing.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that is a project.
Okay. That's our main project after learning all the stuff from here.
Yeah. No, that is for this section. Okay. And then you're going to make a blog with CSS Grid. Too bright for you?
Yeah, too bright.
This too bright?
No, for me it's alright.
Okay. But I think anyway we'll deal with this later.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway. Finally, we will learn how to make pages that respond to different screen sizes. Right? Mm-hmm. We are going to probably write one piece of code which is going to change the way it adapts to a mobile or a tablet or whatnot, right? Yeah. Now, literally, like when they talk about Twitter card,
depends on the size of the.
Okay, so no, let us say we'll just go to Twitter.
Yeah.
Okay, and we will see people's posts, tweets, right? And this is the so this is the layout. Okay. We will search for one where they had that link. This is a photo and that stuff, right? I'll search for a link. Okay, let us say this is a post.
Yeah.
Okay. Now when I make this smaller, you see what happens to this column and this column.
Oh, it becomes smaller.
You saw what happened to the menu?
Yeah.
When the size becomes a little smaller than that, it changes.
Yeah.
Right? So it is responding to your change in size. Right? Obviously, you write the rules for this. At one point, this column will disappear.
Oh,
okay.
I see. Yeah.
Right? So now this is sort of like the tablet layout.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, this is like a small desktop layout. Small desktop. This is like a large desktop. Depending on how much space is there, you have a different layout. Now when you shift to this, now this is like mobile layout.
Yeah.
right? You see how the card became smaller and it is still proportional, etc.,
But still, you
etc.
see the main page.
Yeah. And if you actually pay attention, you'll probably see even the font size changing. Okay. So this is essentially what the responsive web is, right? When you design responsive stuff, you want it to, you write the code once, depending on whichever device it displays, it will show the right size and the right display. Okay. So that is a part of this certification. All right. So this is the cat photo, basics cafe menu, those colored sketch pens, forms, contact form of like a website, and a project at the end. Okay. I think we should be able to do all of this stuff in less than 10 days.
Less than 10 days.
Forget 10 days. In like 5 days, we should be able to do it. Because tomorrow, the next streams are going to be like half an hour and half an hour. Right?
Half an hour, yeah.
A total of 2 hours, right?
That's true.
In 5 days or 6 days, we should be able to finish all of this.
No
Okay.
problem.
So now, the first section, learn HTML by building a cat photo app. Okay.
Yeah.
So you go to lesson number 1. Okay. Here's a preview of what you will build. So you're going to build this. It'll have a heading, it'll have a subheading, it'll have a text and link.
Yeah.
It'll have a photo, and then it'll have a list. Right? So this is essentially what you're building. Right? So if you obviously change its size, you see there is no responsiveness or anything in this, right?
Yeah.
Like the photo is the same size, and like if you make where am I? Yeah, if you make it like this, obviously this
You see
photo,
only the half of
yeah,
the size.
it does not do anything to the size, correct?
Yeah.
Let me close this. Okay, so this is just putting the HTML. Okay, we'll do start coding, but before we go, we'll just open up some page like let us say, for example, let's go to Wikipedia, or we'll say, yeah, JavaScript. Okay, and let us go to Wikipedia. Now think of this whole thing as, when you look at this thing, obviously you're writing your HTML like this in lines, right? But
Yeah.
you want it to display in blocks.
Yeah.
Okay, move this out. This is, let us say we will take pen. So over here now, if you look at how everything works, it basically flows from the top to the bottom. Whatever you write, it displays from the top to the bottom. It is your, somehow you have to specify it, maybe this as one column or this as one box or whatever this layout is, right?
Yeah.
So if you look at the layout, I'll make this a little smaller. Okay, this is one element.
Sure.
Okay, this paragraph, just this piece is one element.
Yeah.
Okay, all of these, all the paragraphs, group of paragraphs is one piece. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense?
Sure.
You'll write a tag, you'll write a group of tags, you'll write something, and it will come one below the other by default.
Yeah.
Okay. So over here, you don't have much stuff to do. Okay. But when you go to these type of layout where you want blocks to display or you want different things to happen, like say for example, let us go to we'll just look at this. You see these boxes?
Yeah.
You're talking about making a calculator, right?
That's
so
true.
think of this as being the numbers on a calculator.
Okay.
If I make this here, you see how all those 8 boxes still stick next to each other.
Sure.
They don't move at all, right? They always stay next to each other. This is one. Think of these 8 boxes. Now come here. You see these 1, 2, 3. Let's see what happens if you play around with them. These 3 are still next to each other. But you see how all 3 fit in the whole space that they had available for them.
And they have the same dimension, all of them.
Yeah, all of them have the same thing and they're filling this whole place.
Yeah.
The same thing with these 8 guys. They're still trying to fill the whole place.
Sure.
Right? So think of it as a pattern. Think of it as something they're trying to do. Then you come down, let us say container, let us say. This is something called container. You see how the direction change. Just think of random properties. Just see of the same 3 numbers. If you change a property, if you write a line, this is what is added. Here you only had display flex. Okay. If you add one line, some line, and you say, I want it to be a column, it displays as a column.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. All you're doing is you're telling, hey, this piece, this whole box, whatever you are, please apply these properties.
Okay.
Display it in a flexible pattern with flex. And what direction should it display? If you don't say column, by default it thinks it is row. Okay, you're just telling one property. Now think of this flex wrap, right? What do you think is, forget what do you think what happens. Let's see what happens when you do this. You see how everybody jumps down? They have like a maximum width. Right. Yeah. So think there are only 8 boxes here. Right. So you come here, you go to try it yourself. And there are only 8. Okay. Run. And here you had 8 in the previous page, correct? These 8.
Yeah.
Same 8 are there here. 8.
Yeah.
In one row. Okay. But this one, what happened? Based on the property you wrote, they're still staying in the same place. These guys are occupying a fixed width. So you can do different kinds of things to control layouts. Okay. So that is what the CSS part is for. So 2 concepts you need to understand. One, you can specify a style and it will do something. Okay. Some property will change. The second one is CSS, HTML, the text just flows one below the other if you don't tell it anything. So in the HTML, we'll close all these tabs which you don't need. So in the HTML, in that cat photo app which is there on your screen, because you're not telling it anything about displaying, you're just writing stuff after each other, which is why it is showing in one list. Okay. Yeah. So now, this is where we are at. I think this font size is okay, right? For someone who's viewing, close this. Okay, fine. So you see, this is called index.html. Like when we were talking about here, the file name is index.html. So like I was telling you, the home page of the site always is index.html. If you visit any website, it will look for index.html or index.php or index.something, whatever your file system is, and it will display the index file. Or it will execute the index function, say for example, if you have. Okay. So that is what its job is. Okay. That is essentially what your home page is. Now, you see this tag HTML and then you have body. Okay. Step 1. HTML tags have, HTML elements have opening tags like h1 and closing tags like
h1 close.
h1 close, where this angle bracket is denoting the close. Some elements, we're just jumping a couple of steps ahead. There are some elements which don't have an opening and a closing. Okay. It will just be one tag. Let us say for an image or whatnot. Yeah. Okay. So for an image, your tag for something like that, it will be img src image source equal to something, some whatever dot jpg. Okay. And it will close like this. So with a slash. Okay. So you don't need a closing tag. Okay. Or whatever. So this one has an opening and a closing tag. Okay. So here your task is to find the h1 element and change the text between its opening and closing tags to say cat photo app.
Okay.
Okay.
Should we do it?
Yeah.
Where should I write down the code?
Exactly here. You can edit it right there. So you need to, what was the task? Read out the task again.
So our task is to find the h1 element, okay, and change the text between its opening and closing tag to say cat photo up.
Yeah. So now you have the h1 already there, right?
So I have first to remove hello world.
Yeah.
Okay, and write cat photo up.
Okay, so see what you did over there was your test passed, but one thing I just want to point out.
Yeah.
Okay, you put cat photo app, but you have a space in front.
Oh,
right? Yeah. No, hear me out. So, and remember that time you were asking that, hey, I put these, you put, I think 2 lines of text in 2 different lines, and then it was displaying as one line,
as well,
right?
Yeah.
And you're asking why does that happen, right? Yeah. So what HTML does is, it is very forgiving. If you make a mistake, it says, it's okay. I'll try to understand what you're trying to do, and I'll do the best of whatever I can.
Yeah.
Like if I start an H1 and if I close an H2, it's not going to say, hey, I don't like what you're doing. It will still try to render it. Okay. My tests did not pass because obviously you want this to be a closing H1 tag, but it still rendered this.
Okay.
Right? Even if you make a mistake, it will try to assume what is the best thing that you try to do, and it will render something.
Oh shit, we'll
okay.
Never say you.
So HTML CSS is a good starting point because no matter what mistake you do, at least you get to see what your problem is.
Yeah.
And if you have to start learning programming, maybe you won't understand what is the error message that is coming. So it's a little hard and intimidating to start. So that is why we are starting with HTML and CSS.
Oh, okay.
So you build small things, you see, like literally you build it here and you see it on the right side.
Straight away, yeah.
Okay. So no matter how many spaces I put at the start or spaces in the end,
doesn't matter.
Okay. It will trim it out from the end.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But if I put multiple spaces between characters, now I have cat photo app, right? If I put spaces here like this, and if I do this, that space will be taken. But here also it will think that, hey, maybe you don't have 5 spaces or whatnot. Maybe you just need 1 space.
1 space.
Maybe you made a mistake. So it will just give 1 space here. Okay?
No, yeah.
Fine. So we'll delete this part. Come here. So undo all the errors. You remove the H1. Correct the error over here. Check the code. And your test passes. And congratulations. You can submit your code and move ahead to the next one. So what you have to take away from this is, on a HTML page, you will have a HTML starting tag and a HTML closing tag. And that is what signifies that the content is HTML. Okay. And then the text that displays over here should be inside an opening body tag and a closing body tag.
Yeah.
Okay. Next. Submit and go to the next challenge. I think it's done. Yeah. Okay. So now what is step 2? We still have like 7.5 minutes, Syed.
Yeah.
Okay. So step 2. You are on step 2?
No.
Yeah.
This is step 2. From where?
Where is it? Is there a heading somewhere?
How to go?
Step I don't know, bro. I think you're already on step 2. 1 minute. No.
This you already finished.
Did you click restart step? Okay. And then how do you run this? Can you reload your page, please?
How?
F5.
F5.
Start coding. Just do the correction there. Hello world. You see the shortcut written there, Control Enter. It will try it out for you. Again you press Control Enter, it will go to the next one. No?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So challenge number 2, step 2. The H1 and H6 heading elements are used to signify the importance of the content below them. The lower the number, the higher the importance. So H2 elements have less importance than H1 elements. Only use one H1 element per page and place lower importance headings below the higher importance headings. So here our task is to add a H2 element below the H1 element that says cat photos.
Okay. I come here, put enter.
Yeah.
H2.
Right.
Close the bracket.
Yeah.
Open another one.
Yeah.
Slash whatever.
Opening and closing the H2 tags, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
You can remove that space because, like I told you, it anyway deletes the white space.
Okay.
Okay. And you need to add cat photos there.
Cat photos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Control Enter. So what does it say? Sorry, your code does not pass. Keep typing. Hint, your H2 element should have a closing tag. Yeah, so the angle bracket that you have put is the other one. It's the forward angle bracket.
Oh, yeah.
Control Enter now.
Yeah.
Okay, so what did you learn? You learned that the starting tag should have a closing tag. And obviously, if you use the wrong angle bracket or whatnot, it will be like, bro,
what you doing?
What you doing?
Oh, okay.
Although it will show you the text, but
text.
You basically would have made an error. Okay, challenge 3. HTML body h1 cat photo app. Okay, step 3, paragraph. Paragraph elements are used to create paragraph text on websites. Okay.
Yeah.
Our task is to create a paragraph text element below the h2 element and give the text, click here to view more cat photos. Okay. So anyway, you're seeing the output here, right, on the right side.
I see the output.
So you put the h1 and now you have the h2. Now you have to put a paragraph below it.
So paragraph.
Open paragraph, close paragraph, and then put the text. So ideally, just copy the text from the top, what needs to be displayed there, because some might have an extra space, might not have a space, and you might get an error. So just copy and paste the text here. It's just a shortcut. But understand that you are putting the paragraph tag and you're putting text between it, and that is what is showing up there.
Okay.
Okay. Run your code. All good?
All good. So
next challenge. So we have the same stuff on over there on top, your h1, h2 and your paragraph below. Step 4, commenting allows you to leave messages without affecting the browser display. It also allows you to make code inactive. A comment in HTML starts with angle bracket, exclamation mark and 2 dashes, like as it is shown here. Okay. Yeah. And contains any number of lines of text and ends with 2 dashes and exclamation mark. Okay.
Yeah.
For example, the comment, this start of comment, to do colon remove h1 is angle bracket and whatever you're closing that there, contains the text to do remove h1. Okay. Add the comment above the paragraph element with the text to do colon add link to cat photos. Okay. I'm going to copy this text, to do add link to cat photos. Okay. And now above the paragraph tag, I need to put the comment.
Below
right?
or above?
Above, that is what it says, right? Add a comment above the P element.
So we come here, enter, we go
Yep.
line number
Yeah.
5, and I put this one. Right.
No, you have to have an exclamation mark and then 2 dashes. Right.
Then paste.
Exclamation mark, 2 dashes, paste that there, and 2 dashes and exclamation mark. Done?
Yeah.
So, what did you notice over here?
Nothing happened.
Okay, nothing happened. But while you were typing, did you pay attention to what was happening here?
No.
Okay. You were typing like this, right? Add link to cat, let us say, photos.
Yeah.
Dash dash. Right now, what happened to the paragraph here?
It's not there.
Yeah. So, a comment, if you miss the closing tag, it will comment out the whole file. Imagine you have like a 500 line file. You add a comment somewhere and forget to add the tag. Everything below will be treated as a comment. So comment has to start and it has to end. So this is one error that could happen.
Yeah.
Okay. So another thing that could happen is, let us say we have 10 paragraphs and we have some comment here like this. Okay.
Yeah.
Here somewhere, let us say I have 2 copies of this. Okay, so I have such a long piece of text. Imagine this paragraph, etc., or whatever, long pieces of text. Let's imagine this is all not on one screen.
Yeah.
If I come here and if I make this error where I break this comment, the comment will stop at, let us say this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 and 7. Okay, we have 5, 6, 7 here.
Yeah.
Now at the start of 3 I make an error and I lose that character. It will make it a comment till it detects the close.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so this is something, this is the Pomodoro thing. So we take a break now. Yeah. Okay. So you just understand that whenever you're writing your HTML file, somewhere you will have one whole thing which has become a comment.
Yeah.
If that happens, just remember of this instance that it has started somewhere, but you have maybe forgotten to close it.
Close the comment.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is 2 kinds of things that you have to keep in your mind.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is all we needed now. So we're going to take a break.
And come back after
check
5
your
minutes.
code. All good?
All good, bro.
Remove this one here. Check your code. And submit and go to next challenge. So now we're going to start the break IO on step 5.
Yeah.
All good. Okay.